Good evening, everyone. Gen Z is the most connected generation in the whole of human history. And yet, we're all still searching for something deeper. Today, we're going to talk about that search. My name is Nick Gross, and this is Faith in Focus. Hello, Golden Eagles. Once again, my name is Nick Gross, and I want to welcome you to Faith in Focus, a show where we'll talk about God. You know, the same guy you were definitely focused on during freshman year philosophy, or at least pretended to be like me. Yeah, the one topic that makes every social setting slightly terrifying. Thanksgiving dinner with your relatives is for sure included in that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're diving into God from the perspective of you, a Gen Z college student figuring out adulting one all-nighter at a time. We'll cover faith life hacks, personal stories, chats with Marquette students, explore the university's rich Christian history, and maybe even have your favorite Jesuits come on dropping some wisdom along the way every once in a while. Now, don't worry. This isn't your typical Sunday sermon or Keep It Catholic clips that pop up in your Instagram feed. My goal with this show is not to make you fall asleep with long and preachy sermons about Jesus like you hear at church on Sunday, but rather to bring the message of faith to you in a way that's relatable, engaging, and that actually fits into your life. Now, faith is something that's always been important to me. I grew up here in southeastern Wisconsin and was raised as a Roman Catholic Christian. To me, I understand faith best through the illustration by Martin Luther King Jr. He said, "Faith is taking the first step, even when you can't see the whole staircase." For me, I never really took my relationship with God seriously until I had a life-changing experience my sophomore year of high school, when I had the opportunity to attend the National Catholic Youth Conference and got to see so many young people on fire for God. It opened my eyes to see that there's so much more in this world. It's not just about being cool, building your resume, going to class, and doing it all over again. It's about love, seeking truth, encounter, and adventure. It showed me that God has a plan for every single one of our lives and that everything happens for a reason. Now, it is tough to believe in something that you can't see. Maybe that's why talking about God is so difficult and makes us so uncomfortable in the first place. We live in a society that tells you to believe only what you see. But here at Marquette University, we profess something different. A belief in a higher good, a moral order, a creator who loves us. That's the beauty of our school. We have the opportunity to get an education to better serve God and other people. Now, to grasp an understanding of faith on campus, I went out and talked to some of our very own Golden Eagles about what faith means for them. What does faith mean to you?
Faith is kind of like the central to my family. Like, it's how I relate to people. It's how I see myself in the future. It's how I'm able to communicate with my family and be with my family. And like, my family goes to church every Sunday, and we have Sunday dinner, and it's kind of the center of my family, I guess.
So my faith, to me, is a connection to my family.
So being so far from like the people that I know, I make new connections here. But like when I was transitioning to Wisconsin, I became a lot more religious because God was pretty much my only friend in the area.
We're all meant to do something. I feel like through faith and through being kind and being who you're supposed to be, you can do those things.
Faith means the world to me. I think that it's so amazing that we can talk to God every single day through prayer, and that we can have such a close connection with us, and that we know that He loves us no matter what.
And how do you live out your faith on campus?
So I attend weekly mass at Jesu in the basement for now while it's still under construction. I also work with, because I'm an RA in Straz, and I help out with the Camino weekly groups. I inform my residents about it, let them know it's a weekly meeting that they do in Straz, working together with our hall minister for things like that.
Nick, I feel like I live out my faith every day with how I interact with people. You know, I feel like if you can be a kind person and really treat people how you want to be treated, I feel like that's the best way you can live out your faith, to me.
I think that coming to college has really helped me expand my faith and find out how I can best live out my faith in the world. One of the things that I do is play my violin for Tuesday night mass, and so...
And if I can add, she does a great job.
Thank you. And so, you know, I think of music as another form of prayer.
And finally, Reese, what is your favorite spot to pray on campus? Where?
Joan of Arc Chapel, definitely. The gardens, the architecture, it's all gorgeous, and I just love seeing that while praying and knowing that God is there with me.
I mean, I gotta say, we're in a great spot for it. Joan of Arc right here, especially. So I've done this every year, the Ash Wednesday Mass at 8 p.m. It's always super full. Like, people are literally out here outside because they don't fit inside. And it's my favorite part of my faith on campus.
Besides Jesu, where Mass is held, St. Joan of Arc Chapel is really nice. The back patio late at night just hits different.
Nick, I think right behind us, the AMU chapel right here, I feel like that's probably the best place for me. You know, I think it's just a central place. Everybody knows it, and it's a great place to go.
Yeah, I love the St. Joan of Arc Chapel. That's my favorite spot.
Well, there you have it. A first-hand take of our fellow Golden Eagles on faith from students who clearly have their lives figured out more than I do, that's for sure. I think that this is important because it shows that everyone's on their own faith journey, and it's okay to be vulnerable, and it's important to be able to share your story. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nick, faith sounds hard. I can barely remember to eat breakfast, and you're telling me to trust in the almighty creator of the universe? I get it. But here's the deal. This show isn't about having it all figured out. It's about meeting you where you are. Whether that's in the Commons Dining Hall at 11 p.m., Rayner Library at 2 in the morning, or Chick-fil-A, where the line for your chicken nuggets is literally longer than your 20-page English paper. Believe me, it's true. But on a more serious note, that's what I want to do each week. Make faith something real, relatable, and maybe even a little fun. Joining us in our upcoming segment to talk about faith is Marquette University's very own Stephen Blaha, Director of Campus Ministry, to give us some expert opinions about keeping your faith while on a college campus. Stay with us as we move into the break.
To Sophia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Welcome back to Faith in Focus, everyone. Joining me in the studio is Director of Marquette University's campus ministry and, if I can add, Marquette legend, Steve Blaha. Steve, thanks so much for joining us. Welcome to the
Nick,
show.
thanks for having me. Good to be here with you.
So, Steve, I just wanted to sit down and have a conversation for all the people watching and listening to talk about faith on campus, with that being our central theme tonight. So, would you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with Marquette?
Yeah, Nick, Marquette's a huge part of my life. I went here for my undergrad, enjoyed it immensely, grew huge, immensely. Just, I've been here since 2007. I don't do the math, so that's quite a while.
So 2007, yeah. So why have you stayed with Marquette so long? What stuck with you that keeps you bringing back every year? Because so many people talk about Marquette as this big, tight-knit family. Mm-hmm. What is it for you that makes you come back and makes Marquette such a special place?
Well, certainly the community is a fantastic part of Marquette, but really for me what it comes down to is our Catholic Jesuit mission. Like, I fell in love with Ignatian spirituality when I was a student here, and what we offer as a community, a transformational experience for students to be able to grow in fullness, intellectually, socially, spiritually. This is just an incredible place for people to grow and to learn. And what a great work for the world, what a great work for the church that Marquette is, to be able to contribute to the common good and the building up of the human family. So I come here every day on fire, ready to jump in. Let's help folks grow in their faith. Let's help folks grow in their dreams and their vocations, where they're being called, and let's make this world better.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So what is it for you? How do you, as the director of campus ministry, how do you help accompany people, and what does campus ministry do to help students grow in their faith and meet them where they are?
Great question, Nick. So in campus ministry, we're really geared to be a full-service spiritual support to all students. So we've got a rich Catholic multi-faith community here at Marquette. So how are we helping walk with every student here, whether they're, right here studying journalism and media and looking to go into broadcasting, students that are doing theology studies, physical therapy, you name it. We want to be accompanying students because God is active in each of our lives and inviting us to be our best and better selves every day. And so campus ministry is here to offer a host of different resources for that. We offer retreats and worship services, social justice initiatives like our Midnight Run program and our Marquette Action program, ways to be out in the community making a difference. If folks are interested in gathering in community, growing, doing Bible studies, connecting with inspiring speakers, we offer programming for that. Multicultural ministries, we really try to offer a full breadth, best practices on how can we help folks come alive in their faith, in their lives here at Marquette.
That's absolutely wonderful and such a testament to the work that you guys do. Now, Steve, what would you say are some of your favorite Marquette traditions that you can't even go to bed at night without thinking of these great transitions? What are your favorite things, the traditions that you guys do?
Wow. Not being able to go to bed at night, I'd have to say real chilly as number one in that category. But in all seriousness, celebrations, I love Marquette celebrations. So what are the times that we come and into, when folks come into the community as new people? So welcome week and celebrations around that, new folk convocation, orientation, just welcoming new people to campus is so invigorating. Mass of the Holy Spirit, organization, O-Fest, just those times when we're all together celebrating the gift that is Marquette. Love Marquette basketball games, another gathering of let's get together. Our athletic events, our opportunities to connect with each other. Wonderful. I also think of at the end of the year, and a lot of students aren't on campus for it, but our seniors and other graduates certainly are, baccalaureate mass, commencement, just to be able to celebrate the accomplishments of students and what the journey has been. Our students are doing incredible things every day inside and outside the classroom. So to highlight that, it's wow, what an incredible place Marquette is. So those big things. I also, there's a lot of traditions that take place from year to year and are new, but really any time that we're able to be together, those are my favorite.
Steve, I could not agree with you more about Real Chili. I think it's great. And for all the people who haven't gone to Real Chili, you guys should really try that out. It's a great place. Now, what would you say are your favorite campus ministry events that you guys do? You mentioned a whole bunch of them, but what in particular stands out to you?
Yeah, that I can't choose. Like they're all, I really love what we do as an office, and I just want to encourage everyone to get involved and to jump on in. You know, I think of our Midnight Runners, so Marquette's largest service organization doing community service in the community every day of the week, serving folks that are experiencing housing and food insecurity. All the fun that Midnight Run entails and the good work that they do. I'm always, I'm like, I love spending time with Midnight Runners. Our Ignite program on Wednesday nights when we gather folks in community, inspiring speakers, and just a time to be together in prayer. Wow, I love that. Then I think of our students in Christian initiation who are preparing to receive the sacraments and the many different faith journeys that they represent and come from and are journeying together, with God and with each other. That there's fire right there. It's just really beautiful. And we have such rich interfaith dialogues and engagement opportunities that we have one coming up in a couple of weeks that I'm just really excited about. And so it's hard for me to say any one thing. I'll go to Mass at Joan of Arc or Mass on Sunday on campus, and it's just when we're together in the room praying, journeying, sharing our lives, wow, that's magic.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. For me, it's probably, the Tuesday and Thursday night masses that, we sponsor by Campus Ministry are just amazing. Always love those.
Thanks, Nick. And the musicians. I mean, the musicians, the presiders, the preaching, it's all good.
That's right. Yeah. Got it all. So, as you know, Marquette has an Ignatian theme every single year. And this year's theme is, I have called you friends. As Jesus says in the Gospel of John. What does that mean, and how is Marquette living out that Ignatian theme this year?
I love that quote. It's Jesus talking to his disciples and sharing with them, I call you friends, and I've passed on to you everything that the Father has given to me. And that for me says Marquette. Like right here, we're all studying, various aspects of the human condition and what it means to be a human person and what our world is like. These are all things that Jesus has passed on, for us to explore what it means to be human, to explore what it means to be fully alive. And how do we do that in true solidarity, in friendship with one another? And so this theme is really about bringing all of us together as a human family to work together towards the common good. Lots of initiatives this year. You'll see during Mission Week, we'll be touching in on this theme a bit. And throughout the rest of the year in campus ministry, if you're looking for opportunities to get connected with other people, if you're looking for opportunities to explore the common good, come and check out our retreats or our small groups or you name it. Friendship is at the core of what we are about.
Steve, being on a college campus can be tough for people, especially when you're coming from really far away. And being away from your friends and family, and especially for people who it's their first time being away from home. What's your advice for a student struggling going through that and also struggling in their faith because of that?
That's a great question, Nick. I remember every time that I've been in a new place and lived in a new place, it's been hard. There's a struggle there because you're getting used to new rhythms, new routines, building new relationships. My first semester here on campus as an undergrad, somebody gave me some advice. They were like, college, it only lasts 4 years, but give yourself at least 6 months to get used to this transition. Everything in that 6 months is going to seem upside down. You might be homesick. You might not feel like you have friends and connections. Give yourself time. Don't put pressure on yourself. Well, I lived that, and after about 3-4 months, I was like, I feel at home here because I stopped trying to pressure myself to be at home. I just allowed myself to build connections with others. And I found that to be helpful advice everywhere that I've lived. There's a bump, in getting used to a new spot. Give yourself time. Don't put pressure on yourself. So that's some advice that I'd give is just don't put pressure on yourself. Reach out and allow yourself time. Be patient. Ander, in one of the clips that we saw earlier, talked about friendship with God, and that's also part of that Ignatian theme. Wherever I've lived, my friendship with God has helped guide me through. One constant friend who is always present, and all relationships can build onto and stream into. So if folks are struggling in their faith, I would just encourage them, it's a normal part of life. We all will have moments of struggle in our faith, and sometimes for significant periods of time. One thing that can be a struggle is just newness, and so getting used to a new spot. Other times we're experiencing major questions in our life. We're really, as we're growing, we're experiencing new things, and we may have some questions about God that our old ways of understanding we've outgrown. And so how do we engage and learn and think of who is God really for me, and allow God the space to be bigger than any box we could ever put God in? So I would encourage folks to engage with others on that question. We may as well have experiencing some issues with our faith community that we're part of at some point in life, and that's very normal as well. There's no perfect community. Every group that I've ever joined, if it was perfect, as soon as I jumped in, that went out the window. But just really to allow, to see a community as a gift, but also not absolute perfection, and to be able to say, okay, I have these issues with this community. What kind of reconciliation, what kind of work do I need to do in my heart healing-wise? Because sometimes there can be traumatic experiences, and who can be helpful to me in growing in healing? So reach out, connect. You're not alone. There are lots of people to help, and we all walk these paths together. Many people have experiencing difficulties, and it's a lifelong thing sometimes.
So true. Beautiful advice. So you've been at Marquette for a long time, scouted out the area. What are some of your favorite spots to pray on campus? As we asked some fellow Golden Eagles, see if there's some overlap.
Yeah, well, there's probably a lot of overlap, but one thing I would say is one gift of our Ignatian charisms, our Ignatian spirituality, is that God is present everywhere. So right here, this studio is a great place to find God.
It's a holy place.
Yeah. Outside on the sidewalk, Lower Church of Jesu, being in engineering class, wherever you find yourself, that can be a place. So that's one thing that I love about Marquette, is Marquette itself. This whole place can be a sacred place where we're experiencing, encountering God and each other. As far as prayer spots, I do love Joan of Arc. I love the Chapel of the Holy Family. The Marian Chapel, which is just adjacent to the Chapel of the Holy Family, is a wonderful spot. Those are some of my favorites.
Yeah, same here. I'd say Joan of Arc, probably my favorite, to echo what everybody else said. But I mean, it's so great. And they have the heated floors too.
Oh, yeah.
At the 10 p.m. Mass, which living in Wisconsin, I think just works out amazing for.
I had a really challenging time. One of my finals weeks here as an undergrad. I didn't know the floors were heated, and it's finals week. I'm stressed. I sat down on the floor, and I was burning up all through Mass. I was starting to feel queasy and sick, and I'm like, I'm doomed. It's finals week. I'm never going to pass. The semester's going to get flushed. I stood up, walked out, felt better, and folks are like, Steve, it's like Lambeau Field. The floors are heated, just like the field. I'm like, all right, there we go. Good job, Marquette.
That's awesome. So for you, being director of campus ministry, this is kind of a new position for you after a long time being involved. How are you adjusting and to being director of campus ministry at Marquette here? And what do you love most about what you get to do?
Thanks, Nick. It's a lot of fun. We've got great students here, great student leaders who are involved, and wonderful students that are just jumping in to participate. And so that for me, really exciting. Like that fires me up. And a wonderful team of professionals to work with, like in our office, like folks who have some great experiences and just work beautifully with students. And so those two dynamics of having wonderful students to connect with, to walk with, and a team, wow, that's just, it's fabulous. And our broader university community, I mean, colleagues in the colleges and other student-facing areas like student affairs and Lamonis Center and Wellness Center, like colleagues across are all interested in collaborating. And so just a rich collaborative environment where we can really build up the faith of all of our students on campus. That for me, it's a dream, it's a joy to be able to do.
That's awesome. I agree. Dream team in campus ministry.
Thanks.
So finally, for people who are curious, how can students get involved with campus ministry here on campus?
Yeah, excellent question. So real simply, some simple ways to get connected. We're located in the Alumni Memorial Union, room 236. You can just stop in anytime. You can check us out on Instagram at MU Campus Min. You can look at our website, come to any of the masses on campus. There's sign-up information. You can connect with one of our staff members there as well. In addition, I would say, as you're looking around campus and talking to friends, like, what are you involved in? Those faith initiatives on campus, those are all campus ministry events. So you can just go to those and just get connected that way as well. And that's a wonderful way to be connected, because campus ministry isn't a club. We're really here serving the entire community, the entire student body. So just jump into something and you're connected to campus ministry.
Great. Couldn't have said it any better. Steve Blaha, thank you so much for joining us.
Nick, thanks.
You guys, Steve is so great. Thank you for your wonderful insights here at Marquette. Our university's been blessed to have you for so many years, seriously, and that's not just me saying that, that's so many people. So if you are interested in joining campus ministry or learning more about opportunities to grow in your faith while here on campus, you can reach out to Steve at his email, stephen.blaha@Marquette University, or at marquette.edu. Yeah, that's spot on. Or visit Campus Ministries office in the Alumni Memorial Union, room 236. When we return from a quick break, we'll look at what's recently been happening in the world of the church for this week's Holy Headlines.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, such a weirdo, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Faith in Focus, everyone. Before we close each week, I want to close our time together with what I like to call a holy headline. It's kind of catchy, where we highlight something happening in the world of the church that's inspirational, funny, or even uplifting. Whether that be a group of singing nuns at a wedding, I've seen some, or a priest doing a backflip at the end of his homily. If you ever have a topic, DM me, hit me up around campus. I'm always open for suggestions. This week's holy headline is from a little bit ago, but it's very relevant, and I wanted to share it with you guys. The canonization of two modern-day saints who speak directly to our generation. About a month ago, Pope Leo XIV, the first American pope, declared two new men saints for the church. The new saints are both Italians. Carlo Acutis was declared the patron saint of the internet. He was a teenager who loved video games and soccer, but more importantly, used his tech skills to glorify God and build a website about Eucharistic miracles around the world. How amazing. He shows us that holiness isn't about leaving the modern world behind. It's about bringing Christ into our world today. And then our second saint is good old Saint Pier Giorgio Frassati, who was declared the patron saint of young people because of his enthusiasm. He was a fun and loving student, passionate justice advocate, and also a mountain climber. His motto, and forgive me if I say this wrong, but his motto was verso y alto, which means to the heights. And it wasn't just about climbing, but it was about aiming for heaven up above. Well, that's all we have for you this week on Faith in Focus. Thank you all so much for joining us in our first episode, Golden Eagles, and a special thank you to Colson Bain, who helped put this production together, and everybody who put this together. Remember that faith isn't about perfection. It's about direction. We'll see you next week. This is your host, Nick Gross, signing off.